Hello, and welcome back to Intermission.
All right, so now we're going to move on into some of my boards from like the early '80s, mid '80s, maybe into late '80s and some early '90s. So we're going to start off with this one is a Klaus Grabke reissue from Powell. I believe this board was slated to release around 1982, but they screened the graphic, they did all the boards, and then Klaus actually quit before they were released. So these actually never, as far as I know, never actually hit the shelves. Some people have original ones floating out there. I think that leaked from the warehouse. Um, and they've done a couple different colorways since. But this is the originals are very hard to come by. Eventually, Klaus went to Santa Cruz and did a bunch of boards with them. But it's a really cool, unique board. It's got a real interesting shape. It's almost like a Mike V. You know, the way it kind of is like flattened out in front here. It's got the slight taper. This has the SP1 concave. It's a very super mellow spoon nose. So really unique board for Powell. Super cool. I stayed this one for a while. It served me well. Up next, we got this OG Ripper board. If anybody follows Powell in the reissues, you know they've done like 10 million of these in different colors. They had a bunch of them back then. This, I believe, probably I think 84 or 85 these started coming out. I don't know the exact year. This one, much like the Klaus, has this one has a super mellow spoon nose. Very mellow concave, nice straight big shape. I got this one like 2 years ago around Halloween time, which is why I kind of started rocking with the orange and black there. Super cool tankish board. Really nice, like straightforward shape and squared tail. Definitely a super fun rider. All right. Following next, we got a Caballero Dragon. This is the full-size 10-inch one in brown. This one they did about a year ago. Just one of my riders. It's a super fun shape. Very, very iconic sort of fish shape there. Nice wide flared out tail. I had a lot of fun on this board. Super common, super iconic. All right, I have this Giga Ripper. I think they call it. This one I skated for a while. I want to say maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It's actually one of my first few Powells that I had. I think it was the first like street shape Powell that I ever had. Something with a cut in there. And a lot of people ask about these bumps back here. It's actually for strength in the board. I have a board that I snapped that we'll get into next, which kind of helped board manufacturers develop these. Another interesting thing about this is it has the Stone Sword graphic like the other Raybones boards, but it doesn't say Raybones, it just says Powell Peralta, which they started doing in 1984. Ray was no longer riding for the team, however, they still own the rights to the graphic, and so they just started running them with Powell Peralta, even those wide tail shapes that we mentioned earlier. All right, so this board is a Steve Sedum reissue. It is beautiful orange and green. I skated this board for a couple months. It's actually the only board I've ever snapped while skating. I have a couple in here with pressure cracks and stuff like that. But this one I broke doing a boneless. I kind of saw it coming and just put it out of its misery, you know. This one has a stinger shape, so you notice it thins out sort of where the right around the bolts there. And those money bumps that we talked about, that they were put there to strengthen that area. And that way, stuff like this wouldn't happen. I believe this board came out in 1985. All right, heading into the definitely the later 80s here. I believe this board came out 1989, maybe 1990. But this is the Nicky Guerrero issue. This one's in a purple stain. This one is a super fun rider. You got a real nice kind of old school shape there, but you still get a nice flipped up nose. You can kind of see the transformation of boards with skateboarding becoming more technical. And street's getting on the rise. The noses started getting bigger, and flipping up there more. So we kind of start seeing that transformation from flat nose boards into the modern era. So super cool graphic. I believe the mask was done by Sean Kleiber. Alright, finishing up with Powell, I got my the board that I'm currently riding now. Another Raybones wide tail shape, 10 by 30. This one's in a green stain. And this one's relatively era accurate. It's got Indy Stage 4s on there, which actually originally came out in 1987. And then I have GNS yo-yo wheels on there. These are 63 millimeter 98A. And those would have came out, I think, pretty early 80s, like 1980. Actually, well, I have some of the older boards down there with the yo-yo wheels. So, the older boards that had the yo-yo stickers. So, yeah, yo-yos have been around since the 70s. This particular shape, probably like early 80s, though. So, but yeah, the 10-inch pig, the 10 by 30 to me is kind of what a popsicle is to most modern riders now. It's the shape I've spent the most time on. This is Powell Peralta's SP3 concave, so it's got a nice deep spoon nose, got a perfect little cup for your front foot, and offers a lot of control and a lot of fun.